Right then. This is Brom Life in association with Veeam TV. I'm here with Conah Walker, current British champion. How's it going, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, mate. So let's on that subject, let's go back to the night of the fight where you won in the 11th round. Sensational turnaround win. What was going through your mind in the 11th round leading up to stopping him?
I need to land that shot.
Yeah,
um,
man.
you know what the thing is? People are gonna sound blagging it, but it was always a shot like that. I knew if I landed it, it would stop the show. Because me and Rich, we drilled that shot over and over and over again.
Yeah,
And I was doing the cute little things that people don't see, the average Joe don't see. I kept working on dipping, and then if you watch the actual footage, the two shots I landed before that was two crunching body shots, and then it all just slowed down. And I went into a bit of a flow state, and um and it was almost like I knew what shot to throw once I had once them body shots landed. I knew what shot to throw. So yeah, it was. I'd like to say that I knew it was coming, but obviously I didn't. It
yeah,
was it was a freak shot, and I caught it, but I jumped on it, and that was that.
yeah. I have to take my hat off to you. I was watching the footage earlier on, to be fair. Just had to give myself a little reminder. So, how did you mentally prepare for that fight? Because it was a high stakes fight. Did you do anything different, or did you just keep it the same? Like,
Yeah, we did, to be fair, because we knew that he's going to be very negative. And we obviously we had to bring in sort of both styles of spar, southpaw orthodox, because of the his switches and things like that. So and we brought in a few amateurs, for that sort of that negative and amateur style.
yeah,
And we've done a lot of tech work, because it was we had to work on just punching, just landing a shot, because he's very cute and very unorthodox. So we didn't want to get into heavy doghouse spars. We wanted to get thinking spars more, opposed to slugging it out.
yeah. Well, you stayed with him. You got the job done. So, what was the first thing you did after winning the British title? What was the first? How did you celebrate?
Do you know what? I put everything, all my belongings and stuff from the hotel. I put it all in my missus's bag before she come up a couple hours before the show. Put it in a bag. I said, "Listen, pick me up." I said, "I want to get straight home. I want to wake up in my bed." And
Yeah,
yeah, went home, and I just wanted. You know what the thing was? I wanted to get up in the morning, and I wanted to show my son the belts. Do you know what I mean? I promised him I was going to show him the belts, so I wanted to. And yeah, so he got up and he come into the room, and I was showing him, that's what envisioned. Do you know what I mean? There's no partying for me. It was just wanted to get them belts back to my son, and because you know what the thing is, I've just secured legacy there. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? And for my son to be able to grow up and say my dad was a British champion, that's all that matters to me. You know what I mean? I don't matter celebrating. That comes when I'm retired, or my down season or whatever. But like, celebrating to me is providing for my family, and making sure they don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, well, you know what it is. I've done a little bit of like research. I see that you're a family orientated man. Even down to your camps. I'm sure that your partner's involvement in your camps in some way. You've rooted yourself up. You've moved up to Manchester. Jamie Moore's gym. How's that going?
Unbelievable, bro. I'm really feel like I'm coming into my own, and I feel like being around the other fighters, having the experience with Jamie and Nige, um, and just their general sort of understanding of the sport. I'm a real study of the game, and an analyst myself, and like having to pick their brains and talking over things, and it's and being able to talk to the other lads in the gym, and um, I just feel like I'm coming into my own as a real solid all round fighter.
Good stuff. I did read somewhere that, training under Jamie has obviously given, new experiences. Um, so how's it being away from your family though? Because you just spoke about family and, the importance of that. It must be hard to be away from the family and that.
It's hard, mate. It's hard. I can't lie and say it's easy. Like, do you know what I mean? But they're coming up here soon, so that's all I'm thinking. That's all I'm getting paid from this fight, and we're gonna buy an house up here, and we're gonna move them up here. So that's the light at the end of the tunnel, is what I keep telling myself. Do you know what I mean? This is all part of what I got to do. I'm working away. Do you know what I mean? For most men will work away and do something they hate for 5 nights a week. I'm following my dream. I'm chasing my dream. Yes, I'm missing my son, missing my partner, and my home luxuries. But there's a reason for it. You know what I mean. And it's not too. Well, before the end of the year, they'll be up here and I'll have my life back. But I've just got these are the steps I've got to make if I want to go where I want to go to in the sport.
Well, you know what they say, nothing good doesn't come without sacrifice. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
now that you've secured the British title, how do you envision like your path towards like, is it European worlds? Like, where do you see yourself in the future? If you get past, obviously, I don't like to do this, but say the 21st goes to plan. Where do you see yourself? Like, where do you envisage yourself?
Well, like you say, I've ticked off the British now. There's only the European in the world that are, and then I've secured the belts that you need to secure to really secure legacy. Um, and yeah, like I say, the European of the world is what I want. And then you know what's mad? I know, and you call me mad for saying this, but I'd love to go back and get the English, and then I've won Midlands, English, British, Commonwealth, European, world. But like that's something to worry about further down the line. But I've got my eyes set on the European. I've messaged Zach Molina a few times to try and give him a bit of a nudge and wind him up a bit, saying I'll smash him and that. But I know us talking and whatever we say, nothing's gonna come to light with us. It has to happen from the powers above. But look, I reckon I could take the European title now. But look, I've got a couple of fights with Jamie and Nigel, and then let's see where we go. Let's see where we're at. But I feel like I'm ready for them sort of titles now.
Okay, well, your next out was just briefly spoke about on the 21st of June, facing Liam Taylor, seasoned opponent. How you preparing mentally for this particular fight?
Oh, I'm ready, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm more than ready. I'm ready now. I've just done 10 rounds in sparring there. Two lads. Um, I'm firing on all cylinders. I'm having everyone. Give me props, and Jamie and Nigel were happy with me, and mentally for me, I'm always mentally ready because I always do what I got to do in the gym. You know what I mean? I do my training. I never miss a session, and I don't skip days on my diet, and I don't cheat myself. Do you know what I mean? So like I'm always mentally there, ready, and because I'm physically fit and physically, I'm always in tune.
Okay, so let's say you could pick an ideal scenario for the 21st to end. How would that scenario look?
Um, Obviously, I'd like to get a devastating knockout, but I just want to win, mate. I just I want to win. I want to look good doing it. Um, and and yeah, like I say, winning is all I've got in my mind because winning will put me on to what's next. It's always what's next. Do you know what I mean? Um, so however it happens, I'm gonna win.
Well, look, I'm following your journey, like probably a lot of people. Yeah. I shouldn't really, I should be more partial, but I'm in your corner. Do you know what I mean? A
Cheers,
few,
bro.
a few of my friends know, yeah, Ginge. He
Yeah,
mentioned
man.
it to me today because he does a little bit of social media stuff. You've probably seen it,
Yeah,
but yeah, we're rooting for you in Birmingham. Obviously, you're from Wolverhampton, but it's kind of like we've adopted you over here, so we want you to do well. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. We're neighbours,
So,
man. We're
so
neighbours.
yeah, of course, man. So just keep up the good work, mate. As I said, and I look forward to seeing you out there on the 21st. I should be there in about some fight week. So as I says, man, yeah, you're now champion. The ball's in your court. You're doing all the hard work. All I can say to you is good luck. And I hope that you get all that you work hard for.
Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate the interview,
You're
brother.
welcome, man. You're welcome. Thanks for your time. All right, Connor.
Nice one. See you in a bit,
All
bro.
right, see you in a bit, mate. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.